Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody who's been able to join. We are so happy to be back. We are just waiting for Sheila to join us and we'll start right away. As we do that, if you're able to unmute, you can let us know where you're joining us from. If not, you can just use the chat to share with us where you're joining us from today. As you do that, my name is Chapet Kimosop. Training counseling psychologist at Hopewell and the lead of communications. Welcome, welcome. We will be starting at 9:10. We are just waiting for Sheila to join us. Kindly let us know where you're joining us from. Good morning, Harmony. Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, Jane. Good morning, Lillian. Let us know where you're joining us from on the chat, or you can unmute and say hi as we wait to begin.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, how are you?
Fine, thank you. And you?
Yes, I'm fine. My name is Fred Kamiti. I'm joining from Nakuru.
Wow, nice to meet you, Fred.
Yes, and
Sorry?
I'm a student of counseling psychology at Presbyterian University.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. We're glad to have you. Thank you, Lillian. I see you. You're from Nairobi, Ngong Road. Welcome. We're just giving Sheila a few minutes to join. Apologies for the delay. We were in the wrong room, I and Sheila, today morning. So we're just sorry for that. We're just giving her a few minutes to join, and we should begin our presentation soon. As we wait, I would like to hear what expectations do you have for today? What questions may you be having that you hope to get answered? Jane, are you in a position to unmute and share with us? Or anybody else, actually? Any expectations for the session today? Any thoughts or any questions? I see Sheila has joined us, so I'm just going to give her a few minutes to share her presentation with us or to prepare. As we do that, you can share your questions on the chat as always, or raise your hand at any one point if you have a question. If you have a comment also, as this is a platform for all of us to learn from each other, you can share in the comments or raise your hand if you have anything to add, any notes, any points that you feel all of us would benefit from. You're more than welcome to always share. And before Sheila begins, we are also receiving requests, so there may be topics that you'd like to know more about or learn about, and we would be more than glad to hear from you. You can email us or share with us via text on WhatsApp, or just reach us in any one of our platforms to let us know what topics you're interested in, and what points of growth you'd like to receive, so that we'd be able to accommodate for them as we continue our sessions. The other thing we'd like you to know is you may be wanting to share something, either something you're learning about or something that you feel that you would like to share with other professionals that you may be skilled at or that may be interesting to you. We also have an opportunity for you to use this platform to be able to share and present that other professionals may be able to learn from you. So just reach out to us either via text or via email to be able to let us know if you'd like to present in one of these sessions. Okay, Sheila, are you ready?
Hi, good morning. I hope everyone can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
I hope everyone can see my screen.
Not yet. It's mentioning that you have started sharing your screen. However, there is no presentation on the screen.
Okay, so my laptop is glitching. Let's
now
give it a few minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's really glitching. I don't really know what's happening. So I'm having a bit of a technical difficulty. But other than that,
Excuse me. Sheila, if you can hear us,
for fun.
there we go. You had paused a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
My screen is showing my presentation because I can't really.
It was, and now it has paused.
Wow. 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 Okay. So I really don't know what is happening. I'm very sorry about that. But before that, I was saying, my name is Sheila from Hopewell, and today I am going to be presenting about counselor's role in working with clients. So Chebet, please inform me if I'm not being heard.
Okay.
Yeah, and also please inform me if my screen is okay and if everyone can like see whatever I'm presenting.
Okay. If it's okay with you, I can post the presentation on my end so that you'll be able to present.
Yes.
Okay, let me can you make me host again, and then I'd be able to share the presentation on your behalf, and you can let me know when to change.
Okay.
On Hopewell, there's 3 dots, I think, on the very top. Sorry, I can't hear you. Still can't hear you, Sheila, but I believe you're good. Okay, there we go. Okay.
So can everybody like hear me and see the screen?
Yes, I can see you, your video.
Because I've stopped sharing.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, so you were saying yeah, the 3 dots. Yes, you're made host.
Okay, great. Just 1 second as I choose the screen to share. Okay, can everybody see that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, there we go. Sheila, you can just take over now. I'll just be your hands today.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Very sorry for what was happening before. As I was saying, today we're going to be talking about counselor's role in working with clients. And what we mean by counselor's role in working with clients is just what we basically do when we are having sessions and when we're having clients, and like, what is our role when we are working with clients? So let us go to the next slide. And here we're talking about what is our role. So our role depends on building relationships with patients and by encouraging them to talk about their feelings. So that is basically what clients do in a therapy session or in a therapy room or space. So we do this by encouraging our patients to examine their choices and find their own way. So we, together with the clients, we help them understand their choices and what type of choices they're trying to make. And with the choices, and with the choices that they are making, they find their own way to make a positive change. So we are looking for the positivity in the particular change that they are making, and agreeing with them with what will be discussed in the therapy session or in the therapy space, and encouraging them to talk about their feelings as it has been written there. So that is basically us talking about what is our role. This is our role. We help clients, we encourage them to talk about their feelings, to make a realization or just getting a realization of what is their particular choice or what is the choice that they are making. So that is generally what our role is. So in the next slide, as we move on to the next slide, we'll be talking about the three basic roles that we have as counselors. The first one is listening to patients. So, or we can term it as active listening. And what do we mean by active listening? So active listening is actually a skill, the active listening skill that we have. This is when we are talking to clients and when we are engaging with them. Active listening is to be able to understand what our clients are saying and to be able to respond to them appropriately and at a very particular time, or a good particular time, being able to respond to that. And also being able to prompt them so that they can be able to continue the conversation and be able to continue sharing about themselves, and also just sharing about the choices that they are making, and continue listening to them and understanding them. So when we talk about listening to patients, it's just more of active listening and understanding and being able to respond. So the communication has to be key here. Then the second one we have there is creating treatment plans. And treatment plans are here or are there or exist so that us therapists and them clients can be able to engage in the treatment plan and allow them to work with us. So allowing us to work together to create goals and objectives that align with their vision. So a treatment plan can't be based on what I as a therapist want for my client. It should also entitle what the clients want for themselves. So you guys are working together, creating that particular treatment plan. And this can include general purposes, and it can also be some intentions that they want, the patient wants to accomplish or the client wants to accomplish. So yeah, that can be in the treatment plan, or you can just call it goal setting if treatment plan is more wordy. We can call it goal setting. Then the third one we have there is creating coping strategies. And coping strategies are mostly there, or we create coping skills so that when our clients do not have, because generally sessions are always once a week, depending on how the client is financially also, so that when the client cannot come to see or cannot book that particular emergency sessions, the coping skills are there for them so that they can be able to manage a particular situation by themselves before coming into therapy for you. So coping skills play on an important role in mental health well-being. They are what we use like to respond to life problems, as I said. And some coping skills can help people or want to move through or past a particular problem, as I said, instead of just coming and booking an emergency sessions. And even some coping skills can create even more stress and obstacles, because not all coping skills that people equip themselves are really, should we say, healthy, or yeah, should we say healthy, can create like a lot of stress and a lot of obstacles. Yeah, it won't really help with that particular situations. Hence why when we're creating coping strategies, we work with the clients in order we can create more positive coping strategies that can help them move past that particular problem that they are currently having. So let us move to the next slide, where we'll be talking about characteristics of an effective. Oh, yeah, let us talk on, before characteristics, let us talk on some responsibilities that we have as counselors. What are some of the responsibilities that we have as a counselors to our clients? So we provide counseling face-to-face, over the telephone and online, depending on the work situation that you have where you're working, or even just depending on the type of client and where they are. It could be face-to-face where we have in-person sessions. It could be over the telephone, could be WhatsApp, or could be just a phone call, or it could be online, like what we are doing right now. So so providing counseling services. And then the next one is working with individuals, family, or group. So this is individual counseling, and then families is just like family counseling. Group counseling could be a particular group that is that wants to handle a particular issue that is common to them, like group therapy. Then we have keeping confidential records, which is top tier. And confidential records could be from the name to like what you guys have discussed in the counseling room that is not shared with other people. So keeping whatever you guys say in a counseling room very confidential, and even the records in terms of the patient's name, in terms of when does the patient come in to see me, is confidential. And building relationship of trust and respect with the clients. So here we can talk more of the rapport, so that in order for the client to be able to share with you their issues and everything, the trust has to be there. And also respecting the client in terms of, this is how my client is and this is how they are, and respecting them with that, and having that UPR, and just accepting them the way they are. Then listening to clients' concern, empathizing with them, and helping them to see things more clearly and in a different way. So here is how like we listen to clients, and then we give them like a different perspective in that particular situation that they are in. And also just repeating and helping them to process and understand like whatever they are saying, because helping them process and understand whatever they are saying, like repeating what they have said to them, so that they can get to like understand what they're saying, know like a different perspective that they're having in that particular session or in that particular issue that they're having. So that is some of the responsibilities that we have. I haven't tackled all of them, but these are some that I thought are major. So moving to the next slide, I think we'll be talking about like some of the characteristics of an effective counselor. And some I haven't written all of them, but I felt like this is some of the characteristics that we should have, like as a counselor. There are more, but I feel like these 7 are better, or these 7 are priority. So let us look at the first one here, is talking about being organized with your practice. And what we mean by being organized with your practice is prioritizing organization in your practice. It will make it easier for you to provide services for new clients and even just existing clients. So when they come in terms of their booking sessions, in terms of their booking schedules, in terms of writing their case notes, it is very organized. And you can, like the paperwork, the scheduling, even the storage of confidential materials in terms of their case notes, in terms of the number that you are using to log in the clients, just to know like the number of clients that you are having in your practice, are very organized. You aren't losing notes, you aren't losing the number of clients that you have, you aren't losing case notes, and you also in terms of the service that you are providing for the new clients and the existing clients are also the same or even improving. Then the second character could be like practice ethically and professionally. So here what we mean by ethically and professionally is like due to the power of difference that may be experienced in a counseling relationship. So in every client that you meet as a counselor, the relationship is going to be different. And in every relationship that you are having should be professional and should be ethical. So one needs to be able to understand their duties and sorry, one needs to be able to understand their duties as an ethical profession. And even in ethics, I know when you're studying to be a mental health counselor, there are programs and courses that focus only, or they focus only on ethics. Like you find there's a unit or a module that is called ethics, and this is ethics in healthcare, or more precisely, ethics in mental health. So it just focuses there. And here you can tackle about the ethics that you should have when you're having like a counseling session. And it can also teach you on how to be more professional in terms of how you're doing your practice. Yeah. The third one is going to be confident in your position and responsibility. You be confident in your practice and what you're doing, and taking in responsibility of your clients. So you have taken in a client, you are being responsible for them in terms of their mental health. So what do we mean as we talk further of being confident in your position and responsibility? Um, so here, even when you are new in practice, or you have had 20 years of experience in that particular field or in the practice, one must maintain confidence, and one must maintain confidence in their work. So you use the particular education that you have been having, you use the particular experience, especially when you're new. You use that experience, because I know there's some who go for practicums. So the experience that you get from practicums, and when you're starting like now new in job, you've been employed, you use that particular experience that you had to like better yourself and even your practice. And even when you're 20 years, every time you get like a new client and you have been 20 years in that particular field, you use that particular experience to give that new client a better mental health experience as they come to see you. So here, with using your education and experience to help a client, you can also use clinical supervision to maintain competence, especially for people who have been in this practice like for long. That can really help, and even just new clients or new people in that particular field, It can help them understand, or just to be able to see if they've gotten, like, if they really help the client to their utmost, like output and everything. Then I skipped like educate yourself. In order to be an effective counselor, you need to have that particular education. So learning or earning a degree or a diploma on mental health counseling can really help you be an effective counselor, because you are having that particular knowledge and you are being taught what entails to be, like what it entails to be a counselor, and some of the issues that we can tackle, the number of theories that you can use in a counseling session, the number of issues that can come up and how you can use them, and how to use particular theories in particular issues. So this is an effective step, like learning and educating yourself is an effective step to take up when you want to be like a mental health counselor. Alongside clinical experience, that is the practicum that always required, the number of hours that you have to take in. Some is practicum and others are like the case notes and the hours that you have to like log in a counseling field. And also just attending conferences and talks about mental health. And even this could be one of them, because you are learning as you are practicing, or even as you are just, you are learning more about mental health. Then we can go to like being respectful and non-judgmental. And here is where UPR like comes in. You are being respectful to that particular client that has come in. You're being non-judgmental on what they think and what they say. So you avoid imposing your own values, attitudes, beliefs, and behavior to the client. So you let the client be who they are, and you let the client believe what they believe, and not imposing whatever it is. Being respectful and also non-judgmental can go on even to like religion and even their ethnicity. So accepting your client how they are, and respecting the client's belief and struggles, and never trying to assert your own personal values and beliefs. So letting the client be whoever they are so that they can be able to communicate about themselves more. Then the next one is understand the importance of communication. So communication needs to be personalized, as I said before. In every client that you see, communication is very different, totally different, because the way you will be speaking to this particular client is not the way you'll be speaking to this other particular client. It's going to be very different. So you consider the difference in ethnicity, the difference in culture, in background, and also being aware of your own biases as a therapist that can hinder and create a barrier within a therapeutic relationship. So that can help improve the relationship so much in terms of like the therapeutic experience that they are having. Then we have all, like the last one we have is having a flexible attitude. What do we mean by having a flexible attitude? Here is when it comes into cancellation and missing appointments. So you have to be flexible to be able to work with that particular time that your client is available. So when working, be accommodating to the unpredictability, yes, of your clients. So some may cancel clients even the last minute towards the session, or some may not even show up with no explanation. And then at the last minute, when the hour is about to end, that is when they like text you and be like, oh, this and this happened, I couldn't be available for today's session. And some may seek emergency sessions. So you need to be able to accommodate your clients in terms of how they are and how they come by. As much as you are being flexible and having that flexible attitude, you also have to be firm on it, because let us use an example of where a client has missed a session thrice. In the next particular session, you have to be firm about it. Like, yes, you are accommodating that particular client, but you're also firm. Because when you talk of, you have waited for a client for one hour, that particular hour, you could have been doing something else. You could have been doing maybe some case notes. You could maybe have been doing some research. So that hour is, or as counselors, every minute as when we are working is very important. So as much as you are flexible and accommodating, you also have to be firm. Yeah, so yeah, and also with flexibility, you also have to include UPR to ensure that clients feel safe and understood in that particular space that they are having. Yeah, so yeah, I'm seeing like the time is almost up, and what I can say is this is what I had for today's presentation as counselor's role in working with a client. Yeah, I think we can take in any questions before our time is up. Any questions?
I have a question, Sheila.
Yes.
How can we identify our personal biases? How can we like accurately identify them, that I actually have a bias in this area or this?
So as counselors, we need to be self-aware. You really need to know yourself and be self-aware. What do you like and what do you not like? What do you like in people and what do you not like in people? What are you good at and what are you not good at? And yeah, so, and how, like, yeah, that is how I would explain being able to know your own personal bias. What do you think about a particular ethnicity, or what do you not think about? What do you think about a particular group, and what do you not think about? Because that is now when you identify it. Because let us say I'm having a client who is maybe white, and I don't have maybe a good view of white people. So I already have a bias about that. And when they come with the issues, and I will be like, so you're coming to me with this particular issue and your people did this, this, and this. So that is already a bias. So as I know that I have this particular issue, or if maybe it is surrounding maybe the topic of LGBT, so you know you have a particular bias on that, or you do not like that particular topic. So as you identify that, instead of causing harm and still having that particular client, you won't really be helping them. So being able to identify that can also help you to maybe refer the particular client before you cause harm. Yeah, can really help. Does anybody have an input on how we can be able to identify our own personal bias?
I think also, just to add on that, that is why supervision is really important in terms of even just being a counselor by yourself. And after you've done several sessions, getting into supervision and really getting therapy yourself, you can be able to unveil areas about oneself that are very blinded. And with that, you can also work on yourself so that you can be able to really help your clients in a better view, rather than imposing our values on other people, which jeopardize how we help our clients.
Yeah, that is a very good input. I'm seeing someone's hand is raised, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, Jemmy?
Good morning, Sheila.
Good morning.
Thank you for the good presentation. I just want to weigh in on how we can be self-aware of our biases. I attended one training where one of you taught us about the Johari's window. That is a good tool from where we can start off knowing ourselves. And my fellow, I call her fellow what? Yeah, she has also brought in the issue of supervision, which is very important.
Mm-hmm.
You are doing good. Keep going. Keep on.
Thank you so much.
Anyone who has any question,
Yes,
anyone who has anything to add on?
yes, there's another raised hand here actually. Yes. I see a raised hand.
Yes, I just wanted to know how are we integrating maybe the online material on in our philosophy.
Sorry, come again. We didn't hear you quite well. There was the audio was breaking a little bit.
The question is this: how are we integrating the telephone and the online philosophy now that the world is digital?
Oh, sorry. Do you mind typing? The audio is a bit it's static. That's what yeah. As we wait for him, perhaps Jane, you can share as we wait for him to either type the question or check on his connection.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to say, to be able to reduce our biases as counselors, which are very natural, it's nice to have the person-centered client approach, where you remember that you are there because of the clients. It is you're helping the clients. So that way you're able to shelve your values. You leave them outside the door actually before you start counseling. Then the other one is I have a question whether you offer the mental wellness course.
Jebet, you can answer that one.
I did hear it. Jane, in terms of mental wellness for counselors or for anyone?
As a course for counselors.
No, not at the moment.
Specifically tailored for counselors?
Not at the moment. However, I can bring it up with the rest of our team and then see if that would be possible in the future.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. I like what you've shared on the person-centered approach, looking at the well-being of your client first to be able to allow you as a counselor to shelve all of your beliefs and put them away from the room when you're counseling, and then focus on your client and what they need and who they are so that you're able to avoid bringing your biases into the treatment plan. Okay.
Do we have any other question?
I think Harmony Bridge, the gentleman from Harmony Bridge Counseling has joined us. Can you kindly repeat your question? Hello?
Sorry, is it me or someone else?
No, it's somebody else who was before you. And I think your audio is still a bit
Oh, sorry, okay.
hello? No, we cannot. Or can anybody hear him? Maybe it's my end.